Hi guys, welcome to McKola TV. I am Adam, obviously. If you're new to this channel, welcome. If you're an old timer, welcome back. Today, we're doing a little bit something different. We're not talking Manchester United. We are talking world football. And we are talking Paris Saint Germain signing Neymar Jr. Yes, 1/3 of MSN has left Barcelona and has joined Ligue 1's second place team, were they last season? Paris Saint Germain. Now obviously we know the Qatari backed Paris Saint Germain have bags and bags and bags and bags of money. Already you guys in the comments are already suggesting that this move is all about the money. Something which Neymar himself in his press conference where he arrived at Paris Saint Germain has denied. He said it's not about the money. I'm offended by people that think it is all about the money. Which it's kind of hard to say it's not about the money when you read some of the things that I have read about this move. And I'm going to break down some of the things I've heard reported about this transfer deal and the way the deal has been structured and the way it's gone down, because it's very, very interesting. And obviously Neymar is going to be one hell of a rich man after this, but he was already a wealthy man. What does this move mean for football in general? Transfer fees. Last season we saw a world record fee for Paul Pogba of £89 million and people went crazy. But now we've seen not £100 million, not £150 million, but £200 million spent on a player. That is the conversion from 226 or 22 million euros or whatever the release clause was. Absolutely phenomenal numbers when you think about it. £200 million, and then you take into consideration his wages over a 5-6 year deal. This deal is looking to be about £500 million. Incredible sums. And obviously Manchester United have been linked to Neymar for a while, and United would make moves which obviously cost crazy figures. But I think this move for a player does not make business sense. And therefore Manchester United were unlikely to make it. This move is purely a power move from Paris Saint Germain and Qatar. We heard how Barcelona went after Marco Verratti this summer, and Paris Saint Germain turned around and said, fuck yous lot, we're taking one of your best players now. Now Spanish teams, they all have to put in release clauses for their players. When you look at Cristiano Ronaldo, for example, his release clause in his recent contract was £500 million, 500 million euros. Now that is a fee that Real Madrid have put in there and thought, this fee is never going to get met. 500 million euros, never going to get met. Now when Barcelona signed Neymar and they put in their release fee of 222 million euros, I'm guessing at that time when they put that fee in, they thought, this is never going to get met. Nobody is ever going to come in and pay us 222 million euros for him. And it shows you how quickly football has moved, that this can be considered financially viable by football teams now. But is it a sign of where football is going? Are we now going to see multiple, 100, 150 million pounds players? And is this the norm now? Or is it a one-off? Are we now going to go back to everything being, 80, 90, 70 million and people thinking, oh, that's reasonable because Neymar has gone for 200 million pounds. So we're talking everything today. What does this mean for Barcelona? MSN, one of them has been stripped off them. Messi isn't getting younger. What does this mean for Barcelona's future? What does this mean for the future of Paris Saint Germain and Ligue 1? And what does this mean for football? So those are the things we will be discussing today here on McKola TV. Like I said, something a little bit different. We've got you guys in the live comments, getting your comments in. Now, if you're watching this back later on, because you've seen the video, you've clicked on it, and you're not watching it live, then thank you for joining us. Hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed, and you will get notifications whenever we go live again. Now, what I'm going to go through first, I'm going to read some of your comments and then I'm going to give you the breakdown of the deal. Now this is what I've found online. It may not be true, but it has been reported by quite a few, so it could be the case. Now, Bruce says Neymar should have came to the Reds. Sean says this deal is so shady. Wonder if Sanchez would go back to Barca, says Mahid. £200 million is crazy, says Debdu. La Liga trying to stop the deal from happening was absolute jokes, says Red Army. It's funny that La Liga took this arrogant approach to Neymar's transfer fee getting met, and were almost like, you guys can't do this to us. Whereas Barcelona did exactly the same things, if not worse, to Santos when they brought Neymar to Barcelona. So now that the shoe is on the other foot, they don't like it. Simply put, I'm glad that Barcelona are getting done like this. Now, as a Manchester United fan, some of you guys might say, Adam, you're a Man United fan that dicked you twice in Champions League finals, and that may have a part to play in it, but people that are saying, I feel sorry for Barcelona, or what Neymar doing this, that and the other, I'm not of that opinion. I'm totally glad that this is happening to Barcelona, one of the other big clubs. I'm glad that this is happening to them. Barcelona and Real Madrid act like they're untouchable in these transfer windows. And we've seen over the last 12 to 18 months with United and the way we've handled David De Gea, even if we did have a little bit of luck in keeping him. And you look at now, Paris Saint Germain taking Neymar off Barcelona's hands. I'm glad that's happened. I genuinely am glad that's happened. I'm not arsed at all by that, and I'm not feeling sorry for Barcelona. Subasic says FFP is an absolute joke, and I do agree as well. Now, I'm going to read out a breakdown of this move and how it seems to have worked out. And you guys can tell me if you think this is fishy or not, or if you think if it's fine. But this is the way it seems that Paris Saint Germain have got around the financial fair play regulations. So, the Qatari sports investment company that own Paris Saint Germain, the Qatari company, have paid Neymar 300 million euros. So 300 million euros has been paid to Neymar in his position as ambassador for the 2022 World Cup. Now, that is a contract that will or has been signed in Qatar. And because that has been signed in Qatar, there'll be 0% tax on that. So from that £300 million that Neymar is being paid as this ambassadorial role for the World Cup in Qatar, he will receive 300 million euros. He will not be taxed on that. Neymar then pays his release clause to La Liga of 222 million euros. That is paid to La Liga, which then goes to Barcelona. So 222 million euros, 200 million pounds. Of that 300 million euros, which Neymar receives for his role as ambassador for Qatar World Cup 2022, is paid to Barcelona. 78 million euros is kept by Neymar and his family and his dad, his agents, whatever. And he's also given, so not only does he have 78 million euros, he's also given 30 million euros per year on his contract. That is absolutely phenomenal numbers. Now, I think it works out to around £500,000 per week after tax. He is making 2 million a month after tax. 40 million euros a year. Fucking crazy numbers. But that is the way that this deal has been broken down. The way that Paris Saint Germain have got around the financial fair play is by their company that owns the club paying Neymar for a role that has nothing to do with PSG, that has nothing to do with playing for PSG. So paying him 300 million euros, and then that's how it's going down. Now, Amrit has pointed out that Paris Saint Germain's president has said that PSG have paid it. So if that's the case, they have to meet financial fair play regulations, and I think it will be difficult for them to do that without selling at least a couple of players, unless they're happy to take the hit and take the fine or whatever it comes with it. But that's the situation at the moment, and if that is the case, it's absolutely phenomenal stuff. I'm going to get some of your comments now as well. And then we're going to go into what it means for Barcelona, Paris Saint Germain, Ligue 1, football. And Neymar, can Neymar win a Ballon d'Or while he's playing for Paris Saint Germain? So let's get your comments in. Motion says Neymar can go sleep for 8 hours, wake up the next boring morning and buy a Ferrari. It's all mad. Whoa! Some lot of tension going down in the comments. What's going on, people? What is going on here, people? Calm down in the comments. No need to get overexcited. Come on. Leon, thank you for getting involved, mate. Bishal, thank you. He says, can't believe PSG have played that load of money. Like I said, I don't think they've paid this money because they're thinking, this is reasonable business sense. We're going to make this money back. This is where football has gotten to. Some of the clubs are owned by these people that have so much money that it doesn't matter to them. Spending 300, 400 million euros doesn't matter to them. It's a drop in the ocean. So they're not expecting to receive profit on what they've spent. This is purely a power move. Paris Saint Germain saying, we are one of the big boys. You can't fuck with us in the transfer market. And when they're moving like that, you can't really. That is a big power move. Barcelona, who have been, over the last couple of years, have had arguably one of the greatest sides ever. Won countless Champions Leagues, won La Ligas. Neymar's been part of all of that. And Neymar, for me, was their most valuable player. Yes, Messi is amazing, and Messi's going to do great things for the next couple of years. But I think Neymar's going to be his heir to the throne when Messi's no longer around, when Ronaldo's no longer around. I think it's going to be Neymar who's going to be the forerunner for the Ballon d'Or. So if he's now left Barcelona, does that mean Barcelona could fall behind Paris Saint Germain? I think that is a very realistic situation. I really do. Maybe not immediately, but over the next couple of years. Does anybody think this could push Paris Saint Germain on to winning the Champions League? PSG owner to get arrested for financial doping, says problematic. Neymar looks like a horsey, don't he? Says Michael J. He's a very rich horsey right about now. Neymar was Barca's future, says Bruce. I think it's crazy that obviously they've not let him go easily. You had Gerard Piqué playing all those games with his posts saying it stays. Neymar has said that he told him not to post that, and he did. Absolute nuts. Pogba was a bargain in comparison, says Dalton. I agree as well, mate. I tweeted something like this earlier, and I think Jose Mourinho made the comment last season as well, when he said that this summer you will see signings be made that make Paul Pogba look cheap. Now, I'm not saying Neymar should be worth less than Paul Pogba. Of course not. I think he should be worth more than Paul Pogba. But that much more, 2 times more, £200 million, £111 million more, no chance. And I think it just makes Paul Pogba's fee look even cheaper. You see Lukaku for 75 mil, Morata for 70 mil. Paul Pogba again looks like it's been reasonable piece. So you can't actually moan with that. Football Highlights says fuck Barca. Guys, get hitting that like button as well. We've got 86 likes at the minute. We've got over 350 people involved. Make sure you're hitting that like button. Make sure you're subscribing to Adam McKola TV as well. We've got plenty more action coming for you. We'll be back to the usual content very, very soon as well. So don't you guys worry if you're thinking, why is Adam talking about world football today? Why isn't he talking about Manchester United? We will be talking about Manchester United as well. Joel says he's ruined his future ahead. Now, I disagree, to be totally honest with you. There's no reason why Paris Saint Germain can't build a side that can win the Champions League. It's not like they've been that far off in recent years. They've been quite close to doing it. Of course, they had that dreadful performance in the second leg against Barcelona. And I think Neymar was a big part in that. But I don't think people can say Paris Saint Germain aren't definitely going to win. Definitely not going to win the Champions League, because they can. Neymar is one of the best players in the world, and he can drag that team up to that level. They have a relaxing time in Ligue 1, week in, week out. They can play players when they want, when they don't want. They can rest players here and there. He will be tearing that league up. So they'll be going into the Champions League games full of confidence, players well rested, looking to do the business. I think Paris Saint Germain will win the Champions League with Neymar. I genuinely do. Fortuné says Neymar is Judas. I don't think that's the case, mate. Look at Neymar. He's not a Barcelona fan. I mean, I watched his video that he released yesterday about Barcelona, and I thought, shit, I could cry here. I felt sorry for him. Look, people make decisions in their life. Of course, his life's going to be financially better off, but I don't think it would have been an easy decision for him. I believe he would have thought hard about it. I think he would have enjoyed his time at Barcelona, but maybe he's achieved everything that he can achieve at Barcelona, because look what he's achieved. He's achieved an awful lot there. So I don't think it's a case that is an idiot for this decision. I think he's made his own decision. I think he wants to leave Barcelona, leave the shadow of Messi, Suarez, and I think he wants to be the main man that can help a team that hasn't won the Champions League. So that can be his Champions League trophy. When he won it at Barcelona, he was probably in the shadow a little bit of Messi, even though he is a phenomenal player. Whereas now, if Paris Saint Germain win it, it's going to be all about Neymar. Now, that may not be the attitude that some of you guys look for in people, but these world class players, these top talents, they really do think that way sometimes. They want to be the main man. Not easy. Here's 600. I know, Simon. It's easy when you're getting paid like that. But he was well paid at Barcelona. It's not like he was struggling to put bread on the table. He would have been made for life regardless. So, you know, thank you for the comment, Tiara. Who do you think will win the World Cup? Leon, it's too soon for that now. Let's talk club football. Let's talk world club football. Let's talk the world stage. Let's talk Neymar, Paris Saint Germain, Barcelona, Champions League. Let's talk all that stuff. Barca have a mediocre squad left, says Chuck. I disagree with that. I think at the moment they've got a good squad. I think they've got a very good squad. I think they're still a top side. But I think without Neymar, they have gone backwards, obviously. I think if they're going to replace Neymar with Coutinho, they've definitely gone backwards. People talk about Coutinho replacing Neymar. I think Coutinho is a tad little bit overrated. I think he's a fantastic player. He's a great player to watch. He scores some amazing goals. He doesn't score many goals though. And whilst I think he will improve, is he a player that will ever hit those Neymar heights? No, but not many players will. Is he a player that when you hear about 100 million for Coutinho, he's not worth that at all. So I don't really get all that shit. Manny says, my name is not Adam, mate. What is my name then, if it's not Adam? Of course my name's Adam, you knobhead. Verratti to Barca. It's not happening, mate. Paris Saint Germain ain't doing that. Dybala to Barca. That would be a very good signing, Alan. I think that would be a better signing than Coutinho for them. I think he's a top quality player. And yeah, but I still don't think he's as good as Neymar. But I don't think many players are. It's going to be raining money for Neymar, says DP. Kaylin says, please help Adam get to 40k by the start of the season. Yes, guys. The aim is 40,000 subscribers by the beginning of the season. Josh says Coutinho is inconsistent. Yes, he is. That's the main thing with him, I think. He's got the skills. He's got the ability. He pulls it on at times, but he's not consistent enough. All of his goals are great, but he doesn't score enough, I think. And if you're going to be wanting 100 mil for a player, then he's got to do that, especially as an attacking midfielder. But if he went to Barcelona, he'd obviously be playing with better players in a better team. He would obviously improve. Can he replace Neymar's goals? I don't think so. But I think when teams lose players of the stature of Neymar, you've got to look for a number of players to replace them rather than one. But of course, Barcelona have been linked to some big players. You hear about them being linked to Dembele, Eden Hazard. There's a lot of players. Yashwant says Rashford. No, mate. Rashford's not going anywhere. No chance about that. Neymar is greedy, says Mark O'Rourke. I don't hate Neymar for this decision, you know. It's probably because I dislike Barcelona a little bit and I like Neymar, but I'm not hating Neymar for this at all. I like Neymar. Hit that like button, guys. What are you doing? Come on, hit the like button. We've had a few dislikes at the minute. Fucking wankers. PSG needs some new defenders, says Ronan. Who needs to defend when you can just attack, attack, attack? I think Neymar pretty much... Ooh. If Monaco keep Mbappe and that, then they've still got a chance. But if Monaco lose Mbappe and Barcelona have got Neymar... Paris Saint Germain have got Neymar, then... Ooh. I think they're going to win that league. What do you guys think for Mbappe though now? Do you think this Barcelona move, selling Neymar for so much money, £200 million? I don't think Mbappe was worth 150 mil, 160 mil anyway. But do you think now Monaco will be in a position where they can demand £200 million? Or do we think this is a one-off for at least another couple of years? Do we think we'll go back to it all being under £100 million again? Because there's not many players as good as Neymar out there that are available on the market. No more MSN, says Nasrullah. MSN Messenger is dead. NKB dude says, why make a video about this though? The reason we're discussing this today, mate, is because, as I said, on McKola TV, we're shaking things up a little bit. We're adding new strands to the content, to the channel, and this is just part of it. World football, Premier League football, everything. Also, this move is a huge move for football. So there's a lot to discuss here. What does it mean for football? What does it mean for La Liga, Paris Saint Germain? Are Paris Saint Germain now to be considered up there with Barcelona, Real Madrid, and those kind of teams in terms of favourites for the Champions League every season? How has this changed things? How has this changed the landscape of football? I think this is a big topic. So Ronan says, no, it's a one-off. Monaco will be lucky to get around 130 mil from Mbappe. I agree, mate. And that is still quite a lot of money for him. I still think he's worth less than that. Utkarsh says, I know you don't consider Liverpool a threat, but we shouldn't underestimate Liverpool's front four. The reason I don't consider Liverpool a threat is because if Manchester United want to be winning the league, then we can't consider Liverpool a threat, because I don't think Liverpool are going to be winning the league. So our target doesn't have to be Liverpool and getting in the top four. Our target has to be winning the Premier League title. Simple as that. Mbappe's price has been increased by 25 to 30 million, says one of the comments. Mad Bro says, would you replace Neymar with Adam? No, who would I replace Neymar with, Adam? There's been links about Dembele. Could they go in? I think they're going to need to sign two players now. So when you think of, they've been rumoured to sign Coutinho and Dembele, I think that would probably make sense for them, because you're not going to be able to replace Neymar in one player. I think they're going to need to bring options in now. Neymar was a player you could guarantee on to be delivering week in, week out, scoring goals. Whereas if you have Coutinho in there or you have Dembele, they're probably not. But they can improve into something. Thank you, Anchor. Thank you for the comment. Love that, mate. Majidor says Salah will be on fire this season. Maybe a Liverpool fan, may not be. People were discussing Martial the same way they talk about Mbappe a year ago. Says Phil Dorado. I absolutely agree with you, mate. I don't really hold Mbappe in a higher regard than the likes of Martial and Rashford and that. I think they're all in the same bracket. Anything can happen with them. They could go down, they could go up, they could become the best strikers in the world, they could become average. You never know, because they're young. So they've got loads of times ahead of them. Millstar says Neymar is going to abuse Ligue. There's going to be so many clips. Every single week Paris Saint Germain play, there's going to be mad clips of him just busting out these mad skills. I love watching Neymar. I think he's one of those players that is not like Ronaldinho in the skill stakes, but he's similar to in that he gets you on the edge of the seat. You don't know what he's going to do. He could rainbow flick it over someone's head. He could take a shot in the top corner. He is an amazing player. People have underestimated Neymar for a long time, in my opinion. And that's maybe because he's been at Barcelona. But when you look at Neymar's record and you look at how old he is, he's 25 years old, yeah, Neymar is. Now, people talk about Romelu Lukaku's record. Neymar's only 1 year older than him. And look at his record. Do you know what I mean? His record is fucking crazy. Now, you look at Neymar's record. 52 goals in 77 games for Brazil, sorry. That's an amazing record in itself. And then you look at his record at club level. For Barcelona, 105 goals in 186 games. for Santos, 136 goals in 225 games. This is a 25-year-old that has got a record of 241 goals in 411 games. Do you realise the levels that we are dealing with here? It is absolutely phenomenal. At 25 years old, 25 is only going to get better. His peak years are ahead of him. And I don't think him going to Paris Saint Germain is going to stop that. In fact, I think it could help that. Him having it a little bit easier in Ligue and week in, week out, and then turning it on in the Champions League will probably help him. Kendall says Neymar is the boss. Remember when he destroyed PSG and now he's going to destroy Barca, says Nasrullah. And I think, one of the things that could have played into Neymar's head, after that comeback against Paris Saint Germain, Neymar was the main man for me in that comeback. He was the man that got it all going. And he probably deserved most of the credit, but he never got most of the credit. And that probably plays in these guys' minds as well, because these guys are selfish. This is a man that came from Santos and was the main man. This is a man that plays for Brazil and is the main man. This is a man that throughout his whole life, throughout his whole career, has been the best wherever he's been. And now he's been at Barcelona and Messi is the main. I know it's Messi. Messi is one of a kind. Messi is incredible. But he wouldn't have felt right about that. And he would have wanted to reimpose himself as the main man. You also look at what he's achieved in terms of trophies. Look at his honours. 2 La Ligas, 3 Copa del Reys, a Champions League, a Club World Cup. He's won all he can at Barcelona. What else is there to add to it? Fuck all. So now he's got a new challenge. And I believe obviously he's gone for money. He wouldn't have gone to Paris Saint Germain if they couldn't have bettered his wages. Everybody knows that. But I also think part of it is for the challenge. Kind of like when a player goes to the MLS towards the end of their career. They've gone for the money. But they would have also chosen that place over elsewhere because of the challenge that it brings. Sean says all the credit went to Messi and it was Neymar and the ref. It'd be great if Barca got Coutinho, as Liverpool can't get new players of his quality, says SJ Jewett. I agree in terms of I'd love seeing Liverpool getting stripped of one of their best players. But at the same time, I'm not asked if Coutinho stays. Like I've said, I think Coutinho is a fantastic player, but I don't think there's a difference between Liverpool winning the league and not winning the league. I don't think Liverpool will win the league with him. So without him, I don't care. But obviously, the drop out of the top 4 without him, I think that would be definite, for sure. What do you think about our Classico now? There is BBC versus MS, says Nasrullah. Of course, we could see Gareth Bale leave Real Madrid and Mbappe go in. And then, of course, we could see Dembele or Coutinho go to Barcelona. So, both teams are going to improve, potentially. There's still a lot of the window to go. So, I think in terms of making predictions, we're still a long way to go for that. Julian Draxler. Where's that come from, DP? Why are you the only one talking about Julian Draxler? Kalen says Mickey better than Coutinho. I totally agree with you, mate. Neymar is going to be most expensive for a good few years still, says Superstar. I think he will stay the most expensive for a few years. But like a few others have said, I think he will drag the bar up a little bit. So now you'll see a lot more signings over 100 million. And it will be a normal thing because we've already seen 200 million be spent. If we see half of that be spent, it's absolutely normal. But like Jose Mourinho said, one thing is for sure, that it's going to become Paul Pogba is going to be looking cheaper and cheaper as the years go on. No one cares about Neymar. We are MUFC fans. Let get back to us, says Keyboard Drunken Boxer. Mate, I'll keep bringing you as much Manchester United content as I always have done. Loads of content coming for you in regards to Manchester United. New signings, transfer talk, reviews, previews, all that good stuff, as well as additional videos, top 5s, top 10s, and all that good stuff. I'll also be adding random Premier League news videos, world news videos, and other stuff as well. I've got a thread coming called Weird Wide Web, which is going to be my look at things on the web and news in the world, with a little twist on it. So we've got loads of things being added to the channel in the coming few months. I'm also talking to people about getting FIFA content sorted. May do some Pro Evo content as well. So lots of things coming up for you guys. It's not just going to be Manchester United, but 75% of my content will be Manchester United. The other 25% will be the things that I've discussed, as well as things like vlogs and that. So I've really enjoyed the discussion with you guys today in regards to Neymar's move. Thank you for joining us here on Adam McKola TV. Been a great half an hour of chat. If you haven't joined us live and you're watching this back, then get your comments in below. What does this transfer mean for Neymar? Will he get that Ballon d'Or? What does it mean for Barcelona? Will they now go into decline, especially once Messi does eventually hang up his boots in a few years? What will happen there? Will they find it difficult to attract players? What does it mean for Ligue 1, La Liga? Can Ligue 1 now be regarded up there with Bundesliga, Premier League, La Liga? Will it eventually get to those levels? Do we think Neymar can help a tide of players go towards the French league instead of other leagues? And what does it mean for football in terms of transfer fees and transfers? Get all of your comments in below. I'll dive into the comments as well, and we'll keep this debate going. For now though, guys, I've been Adam McKola. You guys have been absolute legends. I'm out of here.